What's up, weirdos? I'm Chris Weir, and this is the Chris Weir Experience, and we are on episode 9 of The Daily Weirdo. And today what I want to talk to you about is my business being my baby. Now, I have, throughout my entire career, been criticized many, many times about being, or I have been called many times, a workaholic. I am the first one that is always in the office, and then I am the last one to leave every single day. I exponentially do more work and put in more effort than any other person toward the company. And how I look at that is, at the end of the day, it is my company. So therefore, I should be the one putting in more time and more effort. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to care about my company as much as I do. In fact, I even take that and equate that to being a third child. I have two actual children with my wife, and I consider my business being my third child, and it gets the time, and it gets the energy, and it gets the effort and the attention that even my other kids do as well. And I think I've gotten criticized for that sometimes throughout my career. I think I've been respected for that in others. But at the end of the day, it makes perfect sense. I mean, if you think about running a business, right, and all the different elements of running your business and all the different things that you do, and the heartache and the laughter and the joy, the successes, the failures, it is a roller coaster ride. Operating a business is extremely difficult. It's extremely hard, but it's overwhelmingly and disproportionately rewarding. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of energy. Having a child is the same thing. I mean, probably the greatest thing, aside from marrying my wife, the greatest thing that has happened is my kids in my life and what they've done for me and the joy that they've given me. But a close third is my business as well. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that takes anything away from my family. I don't think that makes me any less of a family man or any more of a businessman, quite frankly. I mean, I think it's just, it's the third rung of my attention. It is I guess technically the fourth, because my wife and then my 2 kids, and then now the business would be the fourth. I keep my family number one priority. Don't get me wrong. They are certainly my priority, but having something as a priority doesn't mean that it gets everything, right? I mean, there are times that I miss a swim meet for my oldest daughter, or I miss a concert of my kid. Not often, but there are times that I have to miss those for work, for my business. Okay, sometimes I have to go to a swim meet, and I have to, for my oldest daughter, and I have to miss my youngest daughter's concert because I'm at the swim meet, or vice versa. I don't get criticized for that. I mean, so I guess what I'm saying is, for me personally, I've always looked at my business as my third child, and it's something that I put a lot of my heart and my soul into. And I think as an entrepreneur, you kind of have to do that. Now, some of you entrepreneurs don't have kids, and it's kind of hard to envision what the emotional state is of having a child, and what it's like to have unconditional love and have the strong emotions and feelings toward a kid like we have, and the strong commitment and dedication that we have to a kid. It's kind of hard to equate that. I mean, you have your parents, you may even have a pet or something to that effect, and those are very, very similar. But having a kid is it's just a little bit different. There's just something a little bit different about having a kid. But if you're an entrepreneur and you have a business, I think you do know, because operating your business, like I said, is kind of like having the kid. And to those who would criticize you over that, if you're that person, you consider it to be your kid, and you give it that level of priority, like I do, I would say to those who criticize you, or I would tell you to realize that those that criticize you, who are they to comment on your personal life and what you do when they're not around? They have no idea what you're doing. They have no idea the quality of time that you spend with your family, Just because you go out to eat every weekend with your kid doesn't mean that you're sitting there listening to them. I mean, you both may. There's been plenty of times I've gone to the restaurant and, oh, how sweet, the dad is taking his daughter out to eat and they're both sitting there on their phone, not talking to each other. So is that better? I mean, quantity over quality, right? And so don't let people get in your head. Don't let haters get inside your head and start throwing you off and making you think that you shouldn't be giving your business the energy and the effort and the attention that it deserves, just as much as your family deserves it as well. I still say make family number one, make your business number two, but it's a close number two, and it is part of your family, and it shares the time. And I think that's going to teach my kids what hard work and dedication mean, what work ethic actually is. I think I'm teaching my kids some significant lessons. I'm not ever going to make recommendations on how to parent your kids. I'm never going there. I'm not going to judge that. That's totally up to you, how you parent your kids and what you do when no one else is around and how you interact with your family and the time that you give them. I'm never going to judge. That's none of my business. I would hope that I would get the same courtesy from others. Sometimes I don't, but that's fine. So I'm not going to judge how you do it. But I do think that from your business standpoint, because that's our conversations that we have, is your attention to your business and making sure that your business is successful. I think the best way to make sure your business succeeds is treat it like it's a kid. You're going to love it. Sometimes you got to scold it. Sometimes you've got to lift it up, but you've always got to be attentive. You've always got to be paying attention to it. You've always got to be present. And it's hard work. It's a lot of work, but it's certainly one of the most rewarding and valuable things that you'll ever do. Enjoyed talking with you guys today. See you next time.